What is up, guys? Live we are, dashing here, of course, for another episode of CMV, and we're set to jump straight into the action here, guys. And as you can see, Astrid Stern, Ashley Rain one-on-one, and, well, a rare showing of sportsmanship before the referee rings the bell. Rising Star champion Astrid Stern very much looking forward to this matchup. Excited she has been running about backstage all week, and, well, for good reason. I mean, undoubtedly, this is going to be one of the bigger matches of her CMV career thus far, and the opportunity to potentially knock off someone the caliber of Ashley Rain. But it's good to see that the two have some respect for one another. I mean, they did team up a couple of weeks ago, albeit in losing effort against Danielle Reed and Women's World Champion Ellie Quinn, but obviously keeping up the camaraderie. But now the matchup is underway, and that respect going to be put on hold, because Stern knows what a win like this could potentially mean for her. Will only boost her stock that's already on the up and up here in CMV. Rain, of course, definitely venting a lot of her frustrations. I'm sure she feels a lot better after taking apart Danielle Reed at Purgatory. But now hoping to continue her winning ways, knock off the Rising Star champion here. Really wasted no time getting into the action here tonight, my friends. And a massive suicide dive by the small but mighty one, but Stern going to take this fight right back into the ring, not fixing to play around. Our first tweet of the evening, guys, comes from none other than Hunter Quinn. He says, TSI grows in numbers. The Earl is an idiot for thinking that I would play into his game, knowing what he had planned. I am always one step ahead. And indeed, we saw that last night on Shockwave after the Earl's handpicked man, DRH, did indeed manage to defeat Hunter Quinn, but afterwards, two new members added to the Psycho Imperium, as Quinn was saying. Trevor Hannibal and Maverick Flynn making their debut on the main roster and attacking the Earl. And now the Intercontinental Champion is undoubtedly at a severe disadvantage. He may have thought he had the upper hand, but obviously, whereas the Earl is playing checkers, Hunter Quinn playing chess. Excuse me. Still dealing with this chess cold, so pardon me if you will. Once again, Stern going to take this fight back into the ring, guys. We got a great night of action to look forward to here, including what should be a whopper main event, the Battle of the Brits, as Jay Young takes on global champion Chris Diamond. First time one-on-one since Diamond beat Young for the global championship back at Deadly Games. And the question is, will Jay Young be able to focus, get out of his own head? We saw last night Bison able to rip him apart because of, well, what happened last week. Ben Stacy abandoning Jay Young, leaving him high and dry. Speaking of high, Ashley Rain, another suicide dive. She is not pulling any punches here against Stern. Basement dropkick, attempts to follow it up with a senton does Rain. Action rolls out of the way, and now a reverse STO down onto the floor. Once more, this fight taken back into the ring. It appears as though Rain not in very much of a rush. Trying to pander to the fans in attendance here. Oh! Well, Rain attempts a slingshot spear, but goes right past Stern. That's going to allow the Rising Star champion to take advantage. Drop down. Leapfrog. Pele kick. Certainly catching Rain off guard there. Springboard Bulldog. Astrid Stern schmoving in that ring right now. Puts Rain in the corner, full steam ahead. We've seen this many times from Stern. The barrage of clotheslines. Out of the corner, a kick to the back. Standing moonsault on the money. It is all Stern right now. Reigns got to figure out a way to mount a comeback. There you go. Counters out of that choke with a kick to the midsection. Stern with a kick of her own, though. Back into the corner. Reigns is put. Tries for a stop. Reigns fights to her feet. Kick to the gut. Hang on a second. Sunset flip. Powerbomb connecting. 1, 2, 3. Wow! Just like that. Ashley Rain. With what very well may have been a desperation move, but lucky for her, it pays off. Stern was all over her, baby. Like white on rice, but Rain proving, again, all she needs is that one opening, that one shot, and she most certainly took it. And how about this next matchup, my friends? It is going to be a true big boy battle. As Isaac Richardson makes his return to the main roster, coming off that big win in the six-pack challenge at Checkpoint London. The former open weight champion, the one true alpha, set to collide with Jeremy Barmore here tonight on Octane episode 51, guys, and both of these men set to compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match at Ascendance 11, the two biggest men in that match. And most people would probably say that Richardson and Barmore in a ladder match going to be at a disadvantage. It's the type of match that certainly more benefits a fast-paced superstar, more agile, more athletic competitor. For Richardson, for Barmore, you know, it's going to take them longer to get up that ladder. But I am certainly not going to be the one to count out either man from climbing that ladder at the show of shows and walking out with that Money in the Bank briefcase. This new season has thus far not been terribly kind to the workhorse. You know, last season exploded onto the scene here in CMV. winning the Internet Championship, the Openweight Championship, becoming Intercontinental Champion, but so far this new season, joined by his cousin Sean Kinney, Barmore not able to find very much success. But perhaps that will all change, man. There couldn't be a bigger turning point than the show of shows and the Money in the Bank ladder match. Man, indeed there is some history between these two, because Jeremy Barmore, the one that defeated Isaac Richardson to win that Openweight Championship. This is going to be akin to two Mack trucks crashing into one another, baby. Both men looking for momentum en route to the Money in the Bank ladder match. So here we go, the one true alpha, the workhorse, and immediately Barmore pouncing on Richardson as it seemed like Isaac was trying to wind up for a forearm smash. God damn, Barmore comes out swinging here tonight. Now, we haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. He's got some pent-up energy he's got to let loose here. Richardson, though, quick to take control. Got him up in the military press, dropping him. Barmore's certainly not going to be very used to getting thrown around like that. Jeez, Richardson. I mean, we're used to seeing him ragdoll his opponents, but I'm just not used to seeing Jeremy Barmore thrown around like it's nothing. There we go. Nice DDT. Coming up a little bit later on, my friends, we're going to see a fatal four-way match. The arrival of a couple of NGW superstars and a debut as well. Of course, our main event to look forward to, the Battle of the Brits. Jay Young, one-on-one with Chris Diamond as Jeremy Barmore. I guess look at the show, just how athletic he can be. Coming off the top with that diving shoulder tackle. Now going to force Richardson to eat his knee. Stomp to the gut, walks through. 8 men going to compete at Ascendance 11 in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Only one can climb that ladder, though. Only one can unhook that briefcase and earn themselves a shot at any championship they want, anytime, anywhere. Nice counter by Barmore, but only gets a 2 count. Oh, Barmore! Diving to the outside. I guess he heard me over here, saying he would be at a disadvantage, trying to prove me wrong. Power slam down onto the floor and some more stomps. 2 absolute tanks. Forcing Isaac to kiss the floor there before tossing him back into the ring and showing off those 18-inch pythons, brother. Up to the top rope again. This time an elbow drop right between the shoulder blades. Barmore just unleashing absolute mayhem on Richardson here. We haven't seen Barmore this wild in quite a while, man. But Isaac not out of the fight just yet. Deadlift, sit out power bomb. The unmatched power of the one true alpha. Able to roar to the outside. Quickly back into the fight. Richardson immediately on top of him, throws him into the corner, tries for a back elbow, gets up those knees though, does Barmore. Runs into a punch to the gut, pulls him back. Short arm clothesline. Oh my lord, who art thou in heaven? Isaac Richardson off the top, body splash. The ring may have collapsed if that connected. Now off the ropes, using his body like a brick wall there into the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Barmore collects the dub. Is this finally the turning point for Jeremy Barmore, guys? But it doesn't look like the workhorse is finished. Barmore grabbing a ladder. Looks like he's bringing money in the bank early. Barmore's got a ladder from under the ring. Right to the face of Isaac Richardson. A message sent to the rest of the Money in the Bank competitors. Coming up next, lads and gents, well, we've got some tag team action and, well, two very interesting teams. John Lipnick and Joseph Santos, though, just as the bell rings, it seemed like Santos wanted to actually start the match as the legal man, but Lipnick tagging himself in. They're going up against the team of Byron Kruger and Cameron Cray. Perhaps Cameron Cray doing some scouting on behalf of Resurgence. This is the main roster debut of Byron Kruger, but more interesting than that, guys, is the interest John Lipnick has seemingly taken in Joseph Santos. I mean, we saw last week Lipnick coming down to ringside during Santos' match, standing in his corner, cheering him on, celebrating when he won, and now the two teaming together here tonight. There's a tag and a little bit of teamwork between the two. Santos, well, he looked just about as confused as myself and everyone else with Lipnick in his corner last week, and I'm sure he's not particularly thrilled at the idea of teaming up with him. Well, Lipnick now with an Irish whip. Not too sure how he got back into the ring. Oh, wait! Lipnick accidentally hitting Santos, knocking him off the apron, allowing Cameron Cray to capitalize, and well, Cray's telling Kruger, let's take the shot. Baseball slide drop kick, laying out both John Lipnick and Joseph Santos. And now Cray gonna toss Lipnick back into the ring. Well, it definitely seems like John Lipnick and Joseph Santos not making the best of teams. I think Santos is actually the legal man. There was never an actual tag there. Cameron Cray now walking Santos over to the corner, gives him the snake eyes. Quick kick to the jaw. Gonna walk Cray slowly over to the corner. The rat in the hat. With a quick pin attempt, Cray has been busted open. Looks like his left eye is bleeding. Gonna have to borrow one of Slate's eye patches. Cray certainly in need of a tag. Kruger offering, but Santos able to stop and makes the tag to John Lipnick. Maybe these two can actually get on the same page after a rough start. Off the ropes, I talked about it a few weeks ago. This is the first time that we have ever seen here in the new season John Lipnick on his own. Nobody backing him up. He doesn't have Ace Reeves. He doesn't have Robert Cross. He doesn't have Chris Diamond or Michael Huck. He has nobody. And Assets is no more. And maybe he sees a potential ally in Joseph Santos, but I don't know if Santos is exactly keen to trust John Lipnick, at least not so easily. Cameron Craig taking back control. Stop right to the back of Lipnick's head. Quick pin attempt by Cray. Cray's been teaming up with different partners over the last few weeks. We saw him and, who was it, Malcolm Fry a couple of weeks ago pick up a win. And now tonight he teams with Byron Kruger. Like I said, perhaps Resurgence doing some scouting. Kruger has yet to be tagged in here, though. Sit out powerbomb. Well, just as I say that, there's the tag, and in comes the former NGW champion. Of course, losing that title to JB Hayes at Checkpoint London, who, by the way, going to be in action himself a little bit later on. We, of course, now know JB Hayes going to defend that NGW championship of his against Paul Devine at Ascendance 11. Kruger not so quickly looking to allow the NGW championship to get away from him. He did call out JB Hayes for a rematch. Cameron Craig pinfall attempt off the Emerald Flosion. Kruger running interference, tossing Santos to the outside, gives Lipnick a chance here. Tosses Cray into the corner. Slow approach as we see at ringside. Byron Kruger, oh my God! Dropping Santos onto his head with that butterfly pile driver. Meanwhile, the Tower of London from John Lipnick. 1, 2, 3, a win for John Lipnick and Joseph Santos, despite not being able to really... Oh, and wait a minute. Well, Santos seems agitated with Lipnick. Lipnick just trying to celebrate this win. He's saying, come on, we make a good team. I don't really think so, and apparently Joseph Santos doesn't either. What game is John Lipnick playing here? And how about this matchup coming up next, guys? NGW champion JB Hayes arrives on the main roster, set to go one-on-one with Blake Virtue. JB Hayes at Checkpoint London, besting Sexton Stone and Byron Kruger to win that NGW championship, and now has a date set, guys, with Paul Devine at the show of shows at Ascendance 8 for that championship. Right here tonight, JB sort of revisiting his past. Remember, one of his first big wins in NGW was actually against a visiting Blake Virtue. Still undefeated is Hayes, unpinned, unsubmitted, and he's looking to keep it that way heading into Ascendance 11 with Paul Devine surely watching. JB Hayes has had such a meteoric rise in NGW, and now here on the main roster, I mean, it's endless potential. And he's looking to show exactly why that is the case here tonight. But for Blake Virtue, guys, here's a man coming out here in a foul mood. I mean, not that Virtue has exactly been in a good mood over the last few months. But with what happened last night, the screw job of the century, Blake Virtue may have just been moments away from capturing the undisputable heavyweight championship, but thanks to a distraction by Bloody Justice, Shay Hoxton able to roll up Virtue, grab a hold of the tights, and make off like the villain that he is, like a thief in the night, retaining his undisputable heavyweight championship. And Virtue now looking to use JB Hayes as a punching bag to let out some of that anger he undoubtedly has. His opportunity to walk into Ascendance 11 as the champion taken away from him, ripped out of his hands, courtesy of Bloody Justice. But Virtue knows very well he can't afford to underestimate JB Hayes here. He may have done that the first time they faced off at NGW. Hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake here tonight as the referee rings the bell. And immediately JB Hayes with a pump kick, not how Virtue was looking to kick things off here. JB then immediately goes for the leg and a stomp to the bicep as well. Double knees to the gut. And again, worked so well the first time. Although Virtue, like a teapot right now, steaming, lid about to blow off. His emotions must be kept in check. I can only imagine how badly he wants to get hands on Bloody Justice right now. But that's not who he's sharing the ring with. And JB Hayes looking to make his mark, debuting on the main roster. And again, he knows that Paul Devine is watching, wants to send a message to the Hall of Famer. You know, Blake Virtue strikes me as a kind of, I would guess Blake Virtue's a chai tea kind of guy, you know? Maybe a little bit of sugar, maybe a little bit of milk. JB Hayes, meanwhile, man, he strikes me as like a nice iced green tea on a hot sunny day. A little slice of lemon in there. DDT. Off the kneeling position, quick pin attempt by Virtue here, middle of the ring, but only gets a 1 count. Still to come here tonight, lads and gents. We've got that newcomers fatal four-way. A couple of debuts from NGW as well as a debut period. In our main event, it's the Battle of the Brits. Jay Young and global champion Chris Diamond, one-on-one. Should be a humdinger and a half. There's Virtue with a soccer ball kick there. Knee to the gut, knife edge shot. Virtue has certainly turned things around here. A tweet, guys, from Bloody Justice. He says, I didn't do anything. It was he who was playing games. Ah, yes, Bloody Justice. Claiming that what happened at Showdown at the Senate 2 has brought out a whole new side that we've never seen before. Not even Arachnio. Something even worse. Something even more terrifying. That has vowed to have revenge on all who have wronged Bloody Justice. Blake Virtue, though, caught with that kick to the head. Into the pin. Only a 2 count. Pulls him up to his feet, looking for that cutter of his. Virtue saw it coming. Nicely done by the best bout machine. Unable to take advantage, though. Kicked in the head and dropped to the outside. Pardon me. JB Hayes, guys, undefeated, unpinned, unsubmitted, and he definitely does not want to suffer his first loss en route to the biggest match of his entire career at Ascendance 11. It's dropped right there, chest first on the top rope. Blake Virtue trying to put a lid on Hayes. Easier said than done as he gets tossed off the ropes. Trying for a backbreaker, instead caught with that dragon suplex dropped right on his neck. Goes after those knees, does Virtue, just attempting to wear JB Hayes down the best that he can. Kick to the midsection, double knees to the face, tried to, but Hayes, great wherewithal, stays out of harm's way. On the rebound, bumping past each other. Hayes tries to maybe go again for the cutter, gets caught, go to hell! Into the pin! 1, 2! JB Hayes forcing Virtue to drop his jaw. Can't believing that Hayes just kicked out of the GTH. Then though, like I said, Hayes, thus far undefeated, wants to go into Ascendance 11. Still unbeaten. Freeze and shatter. The lethal combination. JB Hayes, what's he cooking up here? Nothing good. JB, lethal injection. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. But Blake Virtue kicks out. Straight back to his feet. That's just got to be pure instinct. The veteran wherewithal of Virtue, but now JB goes up top. The NGW champion lining up his shot, tries for a clothesline. Virtue gets out of the way, nails him with a basement dropkick, rolls to the outside. Smart move by JB. But Virtue taking the long way, keeping his cardio in check. Look, when you're as busy as Blake Virtue, constantly on the road, you got to get that workout in whenever you can. Up to a count of 3, Virtue caught with a stunner. Thrown chest first into the apron. JB Hayes, scoop slam onto the floor, landing with quite the thud right there. JB doing all they can to maintain the upper hand here as we get up to a count of 6. Now 7. JB's going to get back into the ring. As Virtue Leaning up against the barricade here, looking like he's in La La Land right about now. JB could nab himself a count-out victory here. Virtue seems to be out of it, guys. JB collects a count-out win. Well, that's one way to remain undefeated, guys. JB Hayes, victorious. But wait a minute! It's Paul Divine! It's Divine from behind! Assaulting the champion! Picking up that NGW championship. Divine, don't do it! Divine, don't do it! With the championship right to the face of the champion, Paul Divine, with a clear and concise message sent to JB Hayes here tonight. Up next here on Octane, episode 51, we've got some more arrivals from NGW as Mr. Green, of course, going nowhere without his right-hand man, his bodyguard and butler. The downright terrifying stalwart going to be facing off here tonight is Mr. Green against Justice Stone. Mr. Green fresh off of his victory, quote-unquote, at Checkpoint London against Reese Matthews. As we know, it was supposed to be a one-on-one matchup, but Mr. Green bringing the Bogan Bros along with him. And it instead became a 1-on-3 handicap match where Reese Matthews, to his credit, put up a fight, but in the end, the numbers game just simply too much to withstand. Well, Mr. Green, during his time in NGW, guys, he has made a slew of enemies, and they're starting to band together, as we're going to see here tonight, because Justice Stone ain't coming out here alone either. As Mr. Green attempts to build himself a legacy alongside Stalwart and the Bogan Bros. There are those that would see that legacy crumble before it even truly begins to come together. Justice Stone, flanked, of course, by Sexton, but also Nick Avery, guys, and Reese Matthews. The Red Fox not going to allow what's happened to him over the last few weeks go unpunished. The Bogan Bros stolen out from under him. Mr. Green using the Bogan Bros to defeat him in London. Well, now Reese Matthews has perhaps put together a little group of his own. Nick Avery's been having his own problems with Mr. Green as of late, as have the Cold Stones Creamery. So Reese Matthews realizing, I'm going to need some help here if I want to take the fight to Mr. Green. This, of course, here tonight, though, is Justice Stone in action. As Sexton, coming off his loss in the main event of Checkpoint London, unable to capture the NGW Championship. We're hoping to show some support to his tag team partner here. The fight is now officially being taken to Mr. Green's conglomerate. So here we go, the Paragon of Prosperity, the Ice Cream Man, 1-on-1. Referee rings that bell and we get it on. Still to come here tonight, lads. Gianna gonna be in action, or should I say scheduled to be in action a little bit later on tonight, because we all saw what happened last week. She was scheduled to go 1-on-1 with Celestina Marquez, but she ended up feigning an injury to her arm and replaced herself with Beatrice Lotus. So we'll see if Gianna actually feels up to competing here tonight. And then we've got our main event, Jay Young, Chris Diamond, 1-on-1. It's the Battle of the Brits. Stalwart here in the corner of Mr. Green. Justice with his own peanut gallery of Sexton, Stone, Reese Matthews, and Nick Avery. Double stop attempted again. Got that vintage Morton combo. Mr. Green gets out of the way. Enziguri knocks him down. Quickly wrenches the arm. And a knee right between the eyes of the richest man in CMV. Gets him a 2 count. Almost put to sleep right there. Able to keep Justice right where he wants him. Double knee gutbuster off the ropes. Penalty kick, gonna turn Justice inside out. Sheesh. DDT to follow it up. Definitely seems like Mr. Green honing in on the head and neck of the Ice Cream Man, who now gets into the full mount position. Mr. Green momentarily having his way. Justice Stone goes for that knee drop. Took a little bit too much time with the dilly-dally. Stone gets out of the way. Knee to the jaw. Gonna follow Mr. Green to the outside. That's definitely not where Mr. Green wants to be. Falling right at the feet of Reese Matthews, but Reese got to contain his emotions here. You know, he badly wants to put hands on Mr. Green right now, but Doesn't want to end up costing Justice Stone the matchup. What up, Leon? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Justice, big right hook to the jaw. Justice Stone tossing this Green to the barricade. Gotta be careful of the referee's count here. We don't want 2 count outs in a row. Big Uranagi. Spinning back elbow. It is all Justice right here. Just as I say that, Green able to put some room between the two. Tossing Justice. Ribs first into the barricade. Got him by the shoulder, just pushing his face into the floor. Sexton, Stone, Reese Matthews, Nick Avery just forced to watch here. Not much they can do. We're up to a count of 13 as Mr. Green again throws him into the barricade. Another DDT! And at ringside gonna bust. Justice Stone wide open. Back into the ring. Just at the count of 16, Mr. Green goes up top. Elbow right to the middle of the back. Things have certainly turned around in this matchup. Mr. Green tries for a kick to the midsection. Justice able to catch it. Back and forth now between the two. Both looking for a big main roster debut win. Off the ropes. Mr. Green realizing if he wants to build his legacy here in CMV, it's not going to be so easy, especially if he keeps making enemies week in, week out. Oh, big spinning side slam. Quickly hooks the leg. Hoping that that would be it, but all he gets is a 1 count. Excuse me. Drops Mr. Green onto his knee. Quick kick to the side of the head. Green pops back up. Looks like he's stalking Justice Stone. Doesn't move quick enough. The right off. To the top. Good positioning here for Justice Stone. But what is he looking for? Perch up high. Elbow. Taking the Paragon of Prosperity down. Not for long. Gets back up. Final cut. Final cut, but Mr. Green with an expert escape right there. Saving himself by the skin of his teeth, and now some stabbing blows to the gut of a young Justice Stone. Mr. Green didn't get to be the richest man in CMV by making friends, though. He stepped on a lot of people along the way. And he doesn't regret it, not for a moment. He's going to do the same thing here in CMV. Use whoever he can to build his legacy. Mr. Green looking to deliver Justice Stone. The check stub. Into the pin. 1, 2. Mr. Green looking back, a moment of shock, but now stalking Justice Stone. Waits for him to get up. Full steam ahead. Enziguri out of the corner. Green's not done. Kicks the midsection. Again countered. Nice neck breaker by Justice. Mr. Green rolls to the outside again, though. Lands right in front of the peanut gallery. Everyone's going to move out of the way. Justice Stone. Oh, Reese! Reese couldn't help himself. Reese couldn't help himself but to put hands on Mr. Green there. And it might end up costing Justice. This is a shaky alliance at best. And Reese Matthews, he's got to learn to control his emotions. Justice with the final cut. Hits it this time. Wants to make sure that the job is done. Makes him kiss the canvas. 1, 2, but Mr. Green kicking out at 2.999. Full Nelson slam, even making Stalwart cringe as he watches there from ringside. Justice Stone taking a step back, lining up his shot, pinpoint knee right to the Chrome Dome. Justice trying to rally these fans here in attendance, stalking Mr. Green, knocks him down to the outside. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Stone attempting to pick Mr. Green up, caught with a dragon. Here comes Sexton, keeping eyes on his boy. Can't do anything to help though. Reese with a big risk, could have led to a disqualification a couple of minutes ago. Oh, here they come. Nick Avery trying to cheer Justice on, trying to give him that motivation, and it works. Where is Justice taking this fight though? Up the ramp we go. Already at the count of 8. This is dangerous here. Justice Stone from behind. German suplex on the steel ramp. Turns him around for that ripcord lariat. And another knee to the bridge of Green's nose. Referee continuing her count, guys. We're getting into the deep end. These two do not seem to care. Justice Stone, reverse DDT. Here comes Sexton telling Justice, hey man, you gotta get back in the ring. Justice Stone does not give a shit though. Finally, hearing the ref at 17, gets back into the ring. Is Justice Stone gonna take the dub by count out here? Mr. Green able to wake up at 19. Gets back into the ring by the grace of the wrestling gods. Knee to the face, quick pin attempt. Justice Stone still nearly able to take it home. You can see the frustration. He's got to remain focused though. Tries for a basement dropkick. Reese up on the apron. He just can't stay out of this match. Trying to give Justice Stone an opportunity. Mr. Green now busted open. There's that snap kick. Right to the back of the head. What is Stalwart doing? Stalwart has thrown in a steel chair as Mr. Green goes for the pin. Our referee going to find that steel chair. Getting rid of it. Much to the chagrin of Stalwart. Oh God, Green. Big boot right across the face of Justice Stone. Tries for an enziguri. Justice though. Special delivery. Package. Pile driver. Deliveries in the rear. Stalwart though. Distracting the official. Playing with the top turnbuckle. Well over a 3 count. He might still have it. 1, 2, 3, he does! Justice Stone collects the victory. Mr. Green was out like a light after that package pile driver, man. That was like a 15 count. A great matchup. And a phenomenal win for Justice Stone. As Mr. Green realizes, now that his enemies have banded together, perhaps building his legacy not going to be as easy as he thought it would be. Justice Stone refusing to be a stepping stone for Mr. Green. And indeed, congratulations to Jason Spade, Schmitty, Jacob Ziegler, and Tim LaFave being inducted into the CMV Hall of Fame. You can't say they don't deserve it. 4 incredible competitors, pivotal to the history of CMV, but going from legends to newcomers in this fatal 4-way match, as we've got some NGW superstars making their arrival on the main roster here, looking to prove themselves, looking to pick up a big win. And RJ Kidd certainly impressing in his short time as a part of the NGW roster. I know I say it a lot, but I mean, it's true. This NGW roster, all these young kids, man, they all have such limitless potential. Each and every single one of them I can see being major stars here in CMV. RJ Kidd is certainly not an exception. Maybe his attitude needs a little bit of work. His attitude leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but for the most part, he can back it up in that ring. Callum Santana, definitely the biggest unknown. Only debuting a few weeks ago at NGW. He was undefeated, though, up until Checkpoint London. He was a part of that 6-pack challenge, which he did get eliminated from. Not a lot is known about Callum Santana. This is a very cryptic, very spine-chilling, goosebumps-inducing kind of competitor. Not just what he does in that ring to his opponents, but when he speaks. Callum Santana, perhaps on a mission that none of us are privy to here in CMV. At least not yet. But the one thing we do know for sure about Santana, in that ring, he has proven in a short amount of time that he is a dangerous competitor. And here is our debut, my friends. Ivan Salvatore arrives in CMV. Perfect timing. Didn't have to go through NGW. Salvatore arrives here on Octane, episode 51. And I know I don't say this very often. You know, I try to keep my composure when I'm doing the job, you know, but this is a good-looking guy. I mean, this dude, you can tell me he's been a model all around the world, and I would believe you. Look at that jaw, bro. He can cut glass. We know he's got the looks, but does he got the in-ring ability? You know, that's what we're going to find out here tonight. Come on now, don't insult me. Let me just say it's a good thing I'm sitting down. No. And last but most certainly not least, a man who likes to fly high in more ways than one. Tommy Blaze. We saw him, of course, backing up his boy, August Sky, last night on Shockwave, as Sky picked up a win against Brandon Ace. Now it's Blaze's turn to look for a win in his main roster debut. He and August Sky unable to capture the NGW Tag Team Championship in London. But a big-time opportunity to bounce back for Blaze here in this fatal four-way. A big opportunity for all four men. Ascendance 11, guys, just 3 weeks away. Everyone on the CMV roster and their mamas looking to be a part of the biggest show in CMV history. And of course, we know a staple of Ascendance is the Slick B Memorial Battle Royal, which will be returning once again at Ascendance 11. I have been told that these 4 superstars, some of the first few confirmed to be partaking in that Slick B Memorial Battle Royal, which we know that the winner earns a shot at any mid-card championship they want post-Ascendance. Calvin Santana hitting that knee to the outside, wasting no time, utilizing the fact that there are no disqualifications in a fatal four-way. Grabs a baseball bat, and those model good looks of Yvonne might be no more once this match is done. Getting hit right upside the head. Almost as badly as I hit Bob Luger upside the head with a steel chair last night. Salvatore, beautiful tilt-a-whirl face buster there, but caught by RJ Kidd, trips him up. He's got him in a modified crossface. Yvonne managed to get on his back. There we go. Knee and a punch gonna set him free. Our tertiary main event here, my friends, coming up next. Gianna is set to be in action. Will she actually be in action, though? We'll just have to wait and see. Or is she going to pull another stunt like she did last week? Of course, in our main event, Jay Young versus global champion Chris Diamond. RJ Kidd telling Salvatore to suck it, adding insult to injury. Oh, but then caught by Santana with that springboard dropkick. Tommy Blaze introducing a kendo stick right to the lower back of Santana. Running high knee. Salvatore, an attempt to keep Blaze down, unable to do so. Flipped with that beautiful disaster kick. Nice choke slam from Blaze there. Not the kind of guy you would expect to see a choke slam from, but to the jaw. Blaze from behind. Santana's going to walk him over to the ropes. Of course, fatal four-way matchup. No countouts, no disqualifications. First fella to get a pin or submission in the ring gets that dub. And all 4 of these superstars. Oh, Yvonne with the baseball bat right to the gut of RJ Kidd in the ring. Santana is going for a pin. All he's going to get is a 1 count, though. Grabs that kendo stick. What? What was that? Slipped out of his hands, I guess. Military press. Michinoku driver. Blaze, we're running in this matchup. He's a bit stronger than he looks like. They say it looks to me deceiving. RJ Kidd, knee to the face. And why does everyone have to target Yvonne's face? Alright? They just hate beauty. Grabs that kendo stick to Santana. Hopefully he can actually use it properly this time. He does! Unfortunately for Tommy Blaze, who has been busted open. Blaze going to take it from him right over the back. And the head, breaking the kendo stick into pieces. Salvatore going to come say what up. Blaze just too quick to keep up with, though. Another beautiful disaster kick. Now Santana has a steel chair. Making a beeline for RJ Kidd. Right over the head of CMV's anti-hero in the ring, though. Blaze hit with the leg of Salvatore. Gets himself only a 1 count. Kidd tosses Santana into the ring. Pieces of kendo stick everywhere. Salvatore with a modified torture rack. Lucky for Tommy Blaze, Santana breaks it up. Pays for it though. Damn, Salvatore taking out everybody. See ya, bye, RJ Kidd. Tommy Blaze. Another military press Michinoku driver as Kidd takes down Santana with a German suplex. Blaze all over Salvatore right now. Like peanut butter on jelly. Salvatore desperate to try and get the upper hand, put into the corner. Certainly not where he wants to be. Tommy Blaze, he likes to go high. Attempting to fight back is Salvatore, but Blaze now with a barrage of elbows to the back of Salvatore's head. Wait a minute! A super inverted Frankensteiner! Blaze hurting after that. Hooks the leg. Oh, so close. Salvatore can't catch a break. RJ Kidd immediately comes in. The twist of fate. Excuse me. Trying to keep up with this matchup. God, baseball bat once more. Callum Santana. GTH. Busts Salvatore open, and that should be a crime. Trying to shake it off at ringside. I don't know if that's exactly something you can easily shake off. Ivan running high knee blasts Santana, knocking the kendo stick out of his hands as well. And Salvatore more than willing to utilize that kendo stick. Smacking up Santana. RJ Kidd in the ring from the corner. Counting down, but Santana gonna stalk him. Stop him from going for that Claymore kick, but Tommy Blaze not showing very much gratitude. Oh! Unprettier! Santana caught from behind, but no way he's going to be able to get the pin there. Oh, one for RJ Kidd as well! He's handing them out, baby! It's like candy on Halloween! It's like going to the Oprah show, man! You get an unprettier, you get an unprettier! Yvonne might be the one looking unprettier by the time this match comes. But now look at the team up there. Salvatore and Santana taking out Blaze. RJ Kidd with the crossroads. Kick to the midsection, tries for a super kick. Nicely blocked by Santana. Oh, sledgehammer to the gut. I don't think this is how Yvonne was wanting to debut in CMV, man. He's going to be leaving this matchup with a couple of bumps, a few bruises, and a nice gash on the right side of his face there. Might not be going to, RJ Kidd! Crossroads! 1, 2, but Tommy Blaze. RJ Kidd not even able to collect himself. Unprettier again to RJ Kidd. Hooks the leg. 1. Ah, Santana breaking it up. Pulled back, high knee. Sledgehammer. Gonna greet the ribs of Callum Santana. Tommy Blaze fighting back RJ Kidd. Twist of fate. Will it indeed be for Blaze? Using that sledgehammer. Showing no mercy. No mercy can be shown. As all four of these superstars looking to prove themselves worthy of competing here in CMV with the best of the best. Back elbow by Santana. Tommy Blaze comes in attempting that knee. Gets out of the way. RJ Kidd got back to his feet. German suplex for Salvatore. High knee takes out Blaze. Super kick attempted. Does not connect. Backslide driver will though. Blaze from behind. Irish whip sends him off the ropes. RJ Kidd trips him up. Kidd! He's got the crossface locked in. This might be game over. Salvatore frantically trying to break it up and luckily does just in the nick of time. Oh, elbow to the throat of RJ. So many weapons to choose from here. Grabs the bat, takes out Santana, goes for the pin. 1, 2. Santana hard-headed. Literally, it would appear. Oh, Santana going for that maneuver I still don't have a name for. Finishing with the sit-out powerbomb, though. 1. RJ Kidd breaking it up just at the count of 2. That's how you moonsault lace out Santana. Blaze with the sledgehammer right to the ankle. Salvatore going to join the fun. Irish whip off the ropes, goes low. Drops him with that German suplex. Kid attempting to... Oh, Yvonne tripped up. Crossface locked in. Crossface locked in. Santana makes the save. Salvatore trying to give himself a couple of seconds to catch his breath. This matchup has been absolutely non-stop since the bell rang. Santana! Powerbomb attempt! But Tommy Blaze wanted none of it. Super! Oh! Santana taking out the ref! Pays for it as RJ Kidd nails him with that cravat driver. Now we've got ourselves a bit of a sandwich here in the corner. RJ Kidd using Santana as a weapon to take out Tommy Blaze. Our referee completely out of it. Laying in the pile of kendo stick shards. RJ Kidd attempting to shoot low on Santana. Tries for a head kick. Referee back to her feet. She's tough. Elevator! Not even giving him a 1 count. Knee to the midsection. Tries for a springboard back elbow, but Salvatore wanting none of it. Now looking for that. Oh! Looking for that modified torture rack. Look how he chokes out Santana with his own arm. Santana, guys, in deep trouble here, but RJ Kidd forcing Salvatore to break the hold. What a fatal four-way matchup this has turned out to be. Certainly a lot more bloody than I imagined it would be. And I guess that just speaks to the tenacity of all four of these competitors making their main roster debut. GTH for Tommy Blaze. Santana trying to catch Kidd with that sit-out powerbomb. RJ Kidd getting himself safe. Blaze back in, catching Yvonne from behind. As we see RJ Kidd with the punchline, that snap, Hangman's neckbreaker, hook of the leg for the win, but just gets a 1 count. Now we're going to see a team up. RJ Kidd and Callum Santana trying to work together to take out Tommy Blaze, but it doesn't work. Meeting of the minds, then a sunset flip powerbomb for CMV's anti-hero. Salvatore with another kendo stick. Terminating knee crossroads. Scurries into the pin. 1, 2. Callum Santana with about a millisecond if to spare there. And then Salvatore saying, "Get that shit out of here, son." From behind, and unprettier for Callum Santana. Into the pin. Oh, but Tommy Blaze. Oh, the ref got taken out again. And Tommy Blaze gets it unprettier. But the crossroads. The ref's down though. RJ Kidd not able to go for the pin. Santana off the ropes. Back elbow goes absolutely nowhere though. Asai moonsault, clipping Blaze. That's enough for RJ Kidd to go for the pin. Our referee is hurt though. She's counting slow. Oh, nice little accidental team up by Salvatore and Santana. Hurricanrana spiking. Santana. RJ Kidd back into the ring. Yvonne gonna join him with that kendo stick in hand, right over the head of RJ. Not once, not twice. RJ Kidd not going to allow it a third time. Tries to use the kendo stick himself. Cheeky jab, knocks it out of his hands. Yvonne Salvatore showing us his speed here. Kidd quickly escapes to the outside. Knows he can't afford to play ground low, can't afford to waste any time. Gets back in. Salvatore waiting for him. Tommy Blaze. Knocking Salvatore down to the outside now with the kendo stick right to the midsection. That'll suck the air right up out of you. RJ Kidd, modified crossface. He's got it locked in. Big trouble here. Breaks it up. You can tell Blaze was on the verge of tapping out too. He had his hand up and everything. What is it going to take, man? These four superstars. Not a single one of them willing to stay down. They are breaking their bodies here. All to prove a point though. Santana tries for that power bomb. RJ Kidd getting out of it as we see Tommy Blaze get to torturing Salvatore at ringside. Can't see what's going on in the ring. RJ Kidd goes for a pin. 1, 2. But the win eludes the anti-hero. Salvatore looks like he's considering walking out of here. Oh. My man's almost broke his leg on the barricade. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Is that better? Back into the action, and RJ Kidd. Tremont driver! Salvatore out like a light. Surely that's gotta be it. It is RJ Kidd. At long last, bringing an end to a chaotic fatal four-way. That was balls to the wall madness. Look at Santana taking out the referee. That was deliberate too. I mean, maybe the first super kick you could say was an accident, but the second one was obviously on purpose. But when all is said and done, RJ Kidd collects himself a huge win. I think he's going to be feeling the effects of this match. All four of these guys are. Probably for the next few weeks, though. have reached our co-main event, my friends, here on Octane, episode 51. Ari Lee in the ring, ready to go. Going to be taking on Gianna. But it looks like, again, for the second week in a row, Gianna not wanting to compete, but look who it is. Celestina Marquez not going to let Gianna tuck tail and run away again. Of course, last week we were supposed to see Gianna one-on-one with Marquez, but Gianna feigned an arm injury and replaced herself with Beatrice Lotus. And it looked like Gianna wasn't too keen on competing here tonight. But Marquez stopping her from retreating and allowing Ari Lee to take advantage. The bell is officially rung. Lee trying for an early pin attempt. You see the look on Gianna's face. She was not thrilled to see Celestina Marquez. Partners they were back at Purgatory in an effort to take out the Uncut Gems. You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But Gianna, as soon as the match was over, barely waited a minute to start talking shit to Marquez, saying that she's the only reason they won the match. She did all the work, this, that, and the other thing. And obviously Marquez not agreeing with most of Gianna's points, but unable to actually get hands on Gianna because of what she pulled last week. But luckily Ari Lee, thanks to Marquez, going to get a chance to pick up even more momentum en route to the Magnificent 8 ladder match at Ascendance 11, which of course both these women are a part of. Celestina Marquez too. Ari Lee getting herself a big win just last night on Shockwave alongside Amelia Jones and Lexi Moniz. By the way, big matchup announced just earlier tonight, in case you didn't see it, for Ascendance 11. It's going to be Chloe Marks one-on-one with Amelia Jones. Two young but incredibly talented women, both with bright futures. One of them going to pick up the victory of a lifetime at the show of shows. And Chloe Marks obviously trying to utilize this newfound aggressive streak, attempting to use Amelia Jones as a stepping stone, but Jones proving that that's not going to be so easy for the prodigy. Putting up more of a fight than perhaps Chloe Marks was expecting. Maybe saw Amelia Jones as an easy target, but that's not the case. Big time kick to the jaw of Gianna. Gianna's, though, got to realize what a win this would be for her. I know she wanted to walk out of the match, but the opportunity to defeat a former women's world champion. Ari Lee almost getting the victory for herself right there off that torture rack neck breaker. I mean, this could just be a strategy on the part of Gianna to keep herself 100% fresh going into the Magnificent 8 ladder match at Ascendance 11. But again, Celestina Marquez, as we saw, not allowing Gianna to play those games, and completely whiffs that missile dropkick and pays for it. 1, 2, a 2 count only though for CMV's main character, as she likes to call herself at least. Not done as she drags Ari Lee over to the ropes, while Gianna, realizing, okay, if I'm going to have to compete in this match, then compete I will. Some stabbing knees to the chest of the Lady Samurai. And here's a tweet. Speak of the devil from Amelia Jones. She says, at Ascendance, Chloe is going to learn that I'm not someone that should be messed with. Big elbow to the top of Ari's head. Well, Gianna right now proving that she's not someone to be messed with. Grabbing Ari by the hair, pulls her up. Slamming her down onto the floor. Coming up next, folks, in our main event, Jay Young one-on-one with the global champion Chris Diamond. As right now, Gianna looks to pick up her biggest win yet here in CMV. Gonna try for that pump handle face buster, but Lee able to counter it. Just in the nick of time. Go behind, drops her on her neck with that tiger suplex. Irish whip sends her off the ropes. Gianna gonna go low. Leapfrog. Sliding shin strike. Tried for it. Clothesline. And again. Ducking Gianna's clothesline attempt. Falling drop kick, gonna knock her back. Ari Lee feels that energy coursing through her veins right now. The fans certainly on her side. Swinging face buster. Gianna though. In an instant able to trip her up. Takes her down. Ari Lee. Big back kick. She has won many matches with that kick right there. Will Gianna be another victim? 1, 2, 3. Yes, she will. Ari Lee, another big-time win. And some more momentum gained going into the Magnificent 8 ladder match. Gianna wanted nothing to do with this matchup, but Celestina Marquez making sure that she got in that ring tonight. And Ari Lee knocks her out. Are we looking at our next Miss Magnificent 8? And before we get into our main event of the evening, folks, let's take a look, in case you missed it. Last night at the end of Shockwave number 51, the return of Paul Moda.
Well, I never thought I'd wind up here again. Hello, CMV. I am here for one man only. Peligro, the Anarchy Champion. Do you know what violence is really about? Do you know what bloodshed means? Well, I'd argue I'm the best guy for it. If you know anything about this industry, my voice should sound familiar to you. If you know anything about violence, this name shouldn't come as a surprise. Peligro, I challenge you to a match at Ascendance 11 for the Anarchy Championship. If you're still lost as to who I am, you should know that I am the true face of violence. I represent true anarchy. And I motivate violence. I am Paul fucking Moda.
That's right, as unbelievable as it might seem, Paul Moda, the former PJ Moon, who hasn't been seen in CMV, guys, for nearly 4 years. I mean, his last match was the main event of Ascendant 7, where, of course, he defeated George King to become undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, but then was immediately cashed in on by Chris Proudfoot, and the rest, as they say, is history. But Moda is back, and he has set his sights on Peligro, on the Anarchy Championship. How will Peligro respond to that challenge? We will find out, I'm sure, in the coming weeks, but it is time for our main event here tonight, friends. The Battle of the Brits, as Jay Young one-on-one with Chris Diamond for the first time since Deadly Games, where Chris Diamond beat Jay Young to win the Global Championship. And of course, Jay Young, it was his dream to go to Ascendance 11 in London, England, to challenge Diamond for the Global Championship, but unfortunately, he was not the one to leave the Elimination Chamber at Purgatory victorious. Is Leon Gata, who earned that shot at the British Baller on the grandest stage of them all. But here tonight, Diamond doesn't have to worry about Leon Gata after what happened last week. He and his protege, Leon Valente, of course, defeating Shanaz Andoni and Gata in tag team action. And then, well, it's what happened after the matchup that everyone's talking about. Diamond and Valente with steel chairs in hand, absolutely beating the ever-living hell out of Sweet and Spicy. And Leon Gata, as a result, not clear to compete this week. Put on the shelf. But Shanaz Andoni has stepped up and has called out Valente, and Diamond has challenged them to a handicap match on Shockwave. Now that's a good friend. Although Gata tried to talk him out of it, and Andoni wanting some payback of his own as well. But here tonight, Jay Young saying earlier this week that he's going to show everyone what would have happened if this was the match we got at Ascendance 11. But it looks like Leon Valente, guys, is not the only one joining Chris Diamond at ringside for this matchup. Ben Stacy in the corner of the British Baller. Now we know that Diamond has always been very respectful towards Ben Stacy, has complimented Stacy on multiple occasions, even a couple months ago offered to take Ben Stacy in, but Stacy stayed by the side of Jay Young. That was until last week when Ben Stacy abandoned Jay Young, left him high and dry in that tag team match, finally had enough of the mental abuse, the physical abuse, and turned his back on the Kraken. Jay Young, we saw last night just how emotionally unstable he is, unable to concentrate in that matchup against Bison, and Bison just absolutely tore him apart. So hopefully Jay Young can find a way to put those emotions on the back burner, but that's going to be easier said than done. I'm sure he wasn't expecting Ben Stacy to actually be out here and in the corner of Chris Diamond. Ooh, cracking Young's neck. Well, obviously, Chris Diamond doing all that he can to ensure that he walks into Ascendance 11, walks into London, England, to defend his global championship with a big advantage on his side. Taking out Shanaz Andoni and Leon Gata last week. Gata's lucky that the attack wasn't worse. Out of action for only a week. Is set to return next episode of Octane, but Shanaz Andoni coming up on Shockwave this Sunday will be taking on Leon Valente and Chris Diamond in a handicap match. Diamond tossing Young into the corner. This would have been an incredible matchup at Ascendance 11. Two Brits fighting for the gold in London, England. Would have been historic, but unfortunately Jay Young, He says thanks to Ben Stacy, not able to win that Elimination Chamber, not able to earn #1 contendership back at Purgatory. So now Jay Young's dream of headlining the biggest show in CMV history down the drain, and he puts all the blame on Ben Stacy. And now he wants to act surprised, wants to act like he's the one. He's the victim. After all he's done to Ben Stacy, for months Stacy tried to put up with it. Finally, enough was enough. And last week, the dam broke, if you will. Jay Young, be a bit careful here. Trying for that Pendulum Meteora. Diamond gets out of the way. Big old knee, and down goes Young. Well, whether Ben Stacy is out here just to try and play mind games with Jay Young, or if he's out here at the invitation of Chris Diamond, we don't know. But one way or the other, Jay Young doing his best to maintain focus. I don't know if it'll be enough, though. Diamond with a big boot. Takes him down. Once again, gonna crack the neck of the TV Nightmare. 1916! Dropping Young on his head. Stacy loves it. 1, 2. Now, is Jay Young wrong? In some aspects, no, he did bring Ben Stacy to CMV. Without Jay Young, Ben Stacy very well may have never come to CMV. Jay Young discovered him, pulled some strings, got him in the door. But that's not enough for Ben Stacy to, essentially be Jay Young's punching bag for months. There's only so far gratitude goes. I personally don't think Ben Stacy's the bad guy in this situation. Nice frog splash by Diamond. Off Brett's rope. Tries to lift Young up to his feet. Jawbreaker waiting for him. Staggers him just a bit. Big old picture. Perfect drop kick from Jay Young right there. Oh, and just like that, Young sees his opening. Bitter end! Chris Diamond down for the count. 1 count only as Diamond grabs the bottom rope. Young looking over, furious. Knee drop to the lower back, just trying to stay on top of Diamond here. Diamond able to escape to the outside, gonna have himself a leisurely stroll. Young not about to let that happen. Elbow to the top of the head. Flips him over, extends the arm. Jay Young with some stomps to the bare hand of the Global General. Chris Diamond is looking towards the biggest moment of his life. Certainly of his professional career. Right now, he's only looking toward the mat. Bitter end a second time. No hope for a rope break. 1, 2. Oh, but Diamond. Jay Young cannot believe it. Believe it he must, though. Goes to the corner. Young looking to pull a little Dante Tatum action. Decapitate him. 1, 2, 3, and Jay Young. Jay Young said he would show everyone exactly what would have happened at Ascendance 11 if the wrestling gods deemed it to be so. And that's exactly what he did. Here tonight, Jay Young defeating the global champion. Taking a page out of Dante Tatum's playbook for the dub there. Jay Young, perhaps Ben Stacy being at ringside backfired. Fired Jay Young up. Look at his match against Bison last night compared to this match here. It's like 2 different Jay Youngs. Leon Valente upset. Ben Stacy obviously not happy to see that result. Jay Young, the would-be king, stabbed in the back by his protege, but still standing.